Hello guys, ARCA is at New Phoenix this week, and there's always a question when you race at New Phoenix. Do I take the dogleg or do I not take the dogleg? Now, I've only raced at New Phoenix in one other series, and that was the trucks, and the advice was don't take the dogleg. And I didn't, and that actually seemed to work out really well. At the end of the race, I was quicker than the people that were taking the dogleg. Their tires wore more and they slowed down. And I wondered, is ARCA the same? Because tire fall off in ARCA is a lot less than the trucks. I think most people would agree with that. Like when we are at Nashville earlier this year, the fall off on ARCA versus the trucks was like 2 or 3 times more for the trucks. So I decided, okay, I'm going to do like 30 laps of taking the dog leg and 30 laps of not taking the dog leg. And, pushing it about the same hardness on each run every lap. And what I found was my fastest lap when running these 30 laps taking the dogleg was 26.819. Fastest lap for not taking the dogleg, 26.929. A difference of about a tenth in those fast laps, which I think is about what it should be. Now the slowest for taking the dogleg was 27.333, and the slowest for not taking the dogleg was 27.429. Now I have this 513 here, but I clipped the apron that lap, so I felt like I should still report it, but I put this asterisk here and reported this lap as well. So again, about a tenth of a difference between the two. And the kicker here, the average of each of these runs ended up being about 13 hundredths faster a lap for taking the dogleg, which works out to about 4 seconds faster over the run. So I know the race is 10 laps longer than these runs, but in 10 laps, I'm definitely not going to make up 4 seconds, especially given the fact that my last laps running the dogleg, taking the dogleg, were still about a tenth faster than the laps where I wasn't taking the dogleg. There is no extra fall off when I took the dogleg. But you can see that the tire wear for taking the dogleg was more. The temperatures are hotter and the percentages are lower, but this difference doesn't do anything. It seems like it's just not enough to really have a difference in times. I'll tell you that these tires on the left, I could feel I was a little bit tighter in the center and it felt like more grindier, that feeling where the tires are going away. But I was still making the times, the last few laps that were better than the laps where I wasn't taking the dogleg. So, but a word of caution, the ARCA car doesn't take that transition from the banking to the apron on the dogleg as nicely as the truck. On the truck, I don't think I ever lost control and spun. The ARCA car, when I did my first few runs earlier in the week, I probably lost it 3, 4 times and hit the inside wall hard, like meatball for sure. So you're going to have to practice if you want to take the dogleg, and it's made up my mind. I will be taking the dogleg. Maybe during the race and under race conditions where I'm trying to negotiate around other cars getting onto and off of the dogleg, it's going to be maybe extra wear and tear when I'm trying to do that, and maybe the no dogleggers will start catching up to me. But I know what I'm definitely trying, and that's going to be my first race finding out if it's true. Does this experiment translate to race conditions? Hope it does, at least for my sake. Anyway, I hope it's also helped you make the decision. Just remember to practice it first. Because I would, if you go in there and it's your first time trying it, I think you're going to lose it for sure almost. With the adrenaline running through my veins that first lap, I honestly, decent odds I might lose it too even. Hope not. But anyway, I hope this has helped you, and I hope to see you guys out there, and I'll see you next time. I will have the qualifying lap guide video coming out shortly.